I want to talk about the history. So how long has your family been in Australia? What's your Australian heritage?
Well, James Samuel was a teenager when he was arrested in London and sent on a convict ship. So I don't know exactly when, so I'm thinking early to mid 1800s.
Yeah.
So he came out
That was to
Then-
Tasmania.
To Tasmania?
to Tasmania. Yes, he was sent to Tasmania. I think he just worked on farms.
Yeah.
I know so once he was out of his 7 years, he illegally went across to Victoria when nobody was allowed in Victoria. So he he did that.
So he must have stowed away in a boat or something.
No,
He
no,
went
no.
with the Henty brothers.
The Henty brothers from Tassie over to Victoria.
I don't know who they are.
Oh,
they're very
famous. they're the people that actually got Victoria going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you call them? Like Blacksland, Wentworth and Lawson.
Oh,
and
explorers.
Explorers. The Henty brothers were explorers
Okay.
that we learned about at school.
Yeah.
Gee, that old, you learned history at school, Australian history.
And your heritage, how long has your family been in Australia? Can you trace it back to?
Yeah,
You'd be the same.
the first one was the first half of the 1800s. Yeah.
And you said they came from Scotland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've actually got a postcard of the sailing ship that they actually came out on.
No way.
Yeah, and it was actually named the same name as my father, the John Donnell.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, and the other thing too is when you first were getting work in the 60s and 70s, you're both from Australia that was basically self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Oh, my oath.
Yeah.
Yes, extremely self-sufficient.
When I first started work, they used to make the most beautiful stainless steel up in Newcastle. It was the best.
Wow.
The best. Yeah. It was.
So in terms of the things they make, so what else would they make? Washing machines?
Oh, yes,
Where
yes.
I started
Fridges.
out, where I started out, there was called Australian Electrical Industries. It was a pommy company, and they had the electrical part was called Hot Point. So I don't know whether anybody remember the brand, but
I do.
they made irons and toasters and washing machines and the whole lot, you know.
So all the white goods, toasters, everything we make.
Yeah.
And cars, so if you look at something from the 1970s, all the cars are Australian.
Well, at high school, we went to the Volkswagen factory at Clayton to look that over. So they even made Volkswagens.
Wow. They make Volkswagens here. Wow.
Yeah.
Holden, Ford and Volkswagens, yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Holden started out in Adelaide. I can remember the very first FJ Holden being on the road,
Oh, really?
being on the highway. Oh, look, there's one there. That's a big deal. Yeah.
And that's a fully made Australian car.
Yeah.
And so you've seen from that, so you've seen globalisation come in with all the manufacturing.
Yeah, well, when I was working,
With
I
our
thought,
son
what
losing
is,
a job at Holden.
what is going on? We couldn't get any parts and things. And they had this thing called just in time. So they had the big factories in Melbourne, and they had all the parts. And so if you needed a part, you had to order the part and it had to be shipped over to Adelaide. And that had a delay. You know, not like you could just walk into a shop and get it.
Yeah.
So it started like that. Then we saw the companies disappear, you know. Where the heck have they gone, you know?
Yeah.
They started putting them over in Victoria, and then they all went to China, of course, because they actually manufactured it like that. The global whoever, that we're going to make China the manufacturing part of the world.
Cars too, when they used to make, like we made our own fridges, Marvin style bikes, and we made our own bikes. When you used to buy an Australian good then, like say a fridge or an iron or a toaster, or how long would they last? Because nowadays things break quickly.
I think you'd probably have them for your life.
Well, we had a washing machine and I got really annoyed that it finally caved in, well over 20 years old.
Damn, did you get your money back? Take it back.
Oh, but we did get it fixed.
And you got it fixed.
And that was
You know,
the
waste
same
not,
as
want not, Michael.
That was the same of our first hot water service. It was a gas hot water service. And
Yes.
we had it, I don't know how many years, way a lot longer than you would now.
Yeah.
And being a sheet metal worker, of course, I put a new bottom on it. and it went another 10 years or something.
What really annoyed me about that was winter and that the damn hot water service was leaking. I had a brand new baby. Rod was sick. And I had to cook up water on a pot on the stove. And I'm trying to get somebody to come out and fix the hot water. A brand new baby in the middle of winter, no hot water, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it finally got fixed. Rod got better, and he had a look at the hot water service. There's a band of some metal around it that makes the tank that holds the water rust out
Okay.
on purpose.
Oh.
If you have two dissimilar metals
They corrode each other.
with water involved, it has a thing called galvanic corrosion, and there's a table of, like, gold's the highest one, right, and steel's the lowest one, then in between you've got copper and brass and all those. So if you put two dissimilar ones together, which is at the highest, no, the lowest one goes first, and then that sets off the other one. Yeah,
So Rod made a new water tank, and it went for years and years and years after that.
I've still got the metal at home.
They do that on purpose, so your thing will break down and you've got to buy a new one.
After 20 years.
But I remember when you were there with me, and the world was a child's painting full of trees, and the days were like today, except the days were louder and the laughter longer. And I just wanna go there. I just wanna go there. How did we reach here? Where the view looks like the view I used to see. But somehow everything has changed. Everything is gone, and yet remains.
Now I know you're probably a little bit nervous, so just whatever you do, just don't fuck it up.
I can't
Thanks, Michael.
I can't figure out how you want to do this. I didn't want to do this.
Well, you're doing it. We are a totalitarian podcast, and you'll do what you're told.
So you'll even talk with a vaguely middle-aged white Australian home executive.
That's right. Okay, let's start. First off, your name, sir.
It's Roderick.
Roderick's a great name. It's like you're out of Harry Potter.
And Lorraine.
And Lorraine. Now, how long have you two been together?
Not too good on the maths. 69. What are we up to?
50 something, 56 I think.
56 years.
Yeah.
56 years married.
Where did you meet?
Actually at a dance, which they don't do
Town.
anymore. But it was the thing in those days. Was a good way of meeting people in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always had
Is that like at a town hall or something?
Yeah, it was a Springvale Town Hall,
Springvale Town Hall, yeah.
suburb of Melbourne.
And who made the first move?
Me.
Do you remember what you said?
Can I have this dance, please?
He came up behind me and tapped me on the shoulder, can I have this dance, please? And I thought, he actually spoke. Because all the other boys were just going,
You know what's really nice though is it's actually a physical place for people to meet rather than scrolling.
Yeah.
You can actually meet. So what were sort of the dances you were doing?
Well, it was a really good place to go because there was 2 dance halls in the one venue, right? So there was a rock and roll hall,
Yeah.
and the other one was ballroom, and it was a thing that a certain time of the night they stopped the other rock and roll hall and everybody had to go in and do the barn dance,
Oh yeah,
the progressive barn dance.
Yeah.
So there was that many people, there was 2 circles. It was really big, and
Oh, wow.
that was a really good thing in those days because you
Yeah.
actually got to meet other people.
Yeah, we've actually heard of this from people other because you well tell them how old you are. Actually, before you do, this is what stunned me. I'm going to get you in a sec, but this stunned me. You drove yesterday. You left Adelaide at 10 o'clock, and you got to Port Lincoln
5:30.
5:30.
Yeah.
So that's about 800 k's or something.
Oh, is that right, Phil?
just over 600, 627 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, 650 kilometres you drove. How old are you?
80.
That's incredible.
Actually, something interesting. I was born on the day between the 2 atom bombs were dropped on Japan.
Really?
Really. Yeah, 7th of August, 1945. So the first one was dropped on the 6th, and the second one was on the 8th, which was my grandfather's birthday.
Wow. Wow, that's really interesting.
Yes, yeah.
So you met, now you've been together all this time, and we'll meet you now. You've met. Why did you end up following Cafe Lockdown? What's the attraction to this after all this time?
You don't know.
No, I suppose, you went around and you actually got out there and you interviewed people that were suffering from all this madness, and, it's come to pass now that it was all a hoax.
Yeah.
So,
And is this why? Because you didn't take. Just get why you didn't take it. So you decided not to take the jab. Why did you not decide that?
Well, for health reasons, I didn't believe in flu jabs and I declined the very first flu jab, probably in 1960,
6 or 5.
when did I start? Well, I started work in 66, so 67, 68, it just wasn't right.
What were you doing then?
I was in the Reserve Bank
Okay.
in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Oh yes, you weren't born, so you don't know the little fall at the end of February. Yeah.
This is the song for the Reserve Bank.
Now,
That was
for decimal currency.
Oh, what was the song?
14th of February 1966, that's when we went to decimal currency.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a little ad on television sort of to remind us. And the funny story with that is because I worked in the Reserve Bank, on the Friday, we were allowed to buy 10 shillings worth of coins.
Oh.
So I bought 10 shillings worth of coins and there was 2 10-cent bits in there to make up the dollar. And I sold one to my big brother for $1 shilling. He went to the drive-in Saturday night and passed it in before it was legal tender. Without even knowing. And I'm wondering, they're counting the money at the end of the night. We got fake money here.
I wonder if they'd be worth a lot of money now, those 10-cent pieces.
I don't know, I've got mine in a special folder with the old money sort of next to it, 2 shillings, 20 cents.
It must have been a huge thing, though, to change the currency.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And then there was the measurements and, yeah.
Oh, so they did the measurements and everything. So you went from feet and inches.
No,
They did the others when our kids were in junior primary.
Yeah, they started with horse racing because there was a lot of people follow us. Instead of furlongs, it was metres, I think. Yeah.
No, it'd be yards.
No, the new one.
Oh,
Yeah. So they sort of brought it in. Yeah.
And what did you do for a living?
I was a sheet metal worker.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
always have been a sheet metal worker.
And so you worked for a factory, you worked for yourself?
Yeah, no, I work for other people. Yeah, I started out in rainwater goods. No, I didn't. I started out in Sydney actually, making cabinets for electrical equipment.
Okay.
And at that time, they were doing the Snowy Mount. No, it wasn't the Snowy Mount. It was down in Tassie. They were doing a big power station down there, and we were making all the switchgear. Like, it was huge.
Really?
Yeah. Now it's like small.
Yeah. So, but this was when manufacturing was huge in Australia.
Yeah.
So you
when
were a
we
part
had
of
it.
making. Yeah, when we had it, but you were making everything.
It was so busy. We were working long hours to get all these things out.
And was there a lot of work for you? Like, if you'd wanted work, you could have gone somewhere and got
You
work.
could have walked out one door and in another. No worries. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that the same for you in the bank?
I went from banking. Oh, what happened? Oh, yes, I left the bank after I miscarried, and so that didn't work. So I ended up in a chook factory,
In a chook factory.
cutting up chickens on an electric saw. Yes,
Nice.
No, it wasn't.
which it's a bit different than the Reserve Bank. I tell you what.
Yeah.
It was. You saw a different side of life there.
That was a
Yeah.
part
How
of
long were you there?
Maybe about 6 months.
Yeah.
And yes, very interesting. Then I did get pregnant and kept that one, and we moved over to Adelaide.
When you got pregnant and had kids, did you end up working as well and put to daycare, or did you stay at home and you work?
I didn't just stay at home. I slaved away at being a mother and a wife. I was not married to my house. I just did not get paid.
Yeah, it was hard
So-
times.
so we'll take-
Hard times.
I
it
worked,
was.
yeah,
The
I
rain
worked
used-
harder.
What I'm saying is that what you decided to do is you were going to raise the kids and you were going to bring in the
Yeah,
income.
yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, that's how it
but
happened,
not just, and not didn't work.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is that's how it used to be. How do you think the kids benefited then from having you there permanent and you turning up every now and again?
Well, we got conflicting responses from the kids. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And the oldest one,
No, where she lived.
yeah, I don't think she's part of the family. 'cause she
can't
said
figure out.
she said we were poor, and all the kids at school you wouldn't talk to her because she was poor. But the other 2 said they had a great time. So, I don't know. Must have come out of thin air.
But the thing is, the oldest at the age of 17, she had her first child at 17, started her own businesses.
Okay.
The dance school and a dancewear shop. She sold that after 20 years, and she has her own business now. She works up in Sydney. She's a business coach.
Oh, cool.
She has spoken in America.
Wow. Well, she wanted more money. She went out and got it.
So, yes, so she doesn't realise she got that business ethic off her mum, because I did various things. I sewed children's clothing for a shop. I did family daycare. I did cleaning. I did all sorts of little jobs that didn't pay much. I sewed all the costumes for the dance school. I was an Avon rep, ding dong, you know. So I was sort of entrepreneurial in my tiny little way that people look down on.
Yeah.
And she's entrepreneurial in quite a big way.
Yeah.
So, and I brought up the kids to be independent. None of them they've been on the unemployment. Ainsley was on the unemployment thing, never been paid unemployment in their lives. So the oldest has had a life full of making her own businesses. The second one put herself through university. and she's a teacher and now a specialised teacher for children with learning difficulties. And our son has always worked with vehicles. He started off like a mechanic type of thing. He worked at Holden, and guess what happened there? Looked around and he says, I don't know what to do. I said, you like holidays? Do something about holidays. So he ended up becoming a tour guide up in Alice Springs. So that again was a vehicle. So he did that for ages, and now he's a postie, and ended up working on the northern beaches up in Sydney. But when his sister moved, because you can't afford to live there by yourself, you need to share, he's back. I said, come back to Adelaide and decide what you want to do. So he's still posting here, but he'd be homeless and he cannot afford to get his own place. He can't afford any rent. He can't even afford to rent a room.
Wow.
And
That's as a working man.
that is a working man.
And that's where we were at.
And none of our kids have been on the dole or unemployed. Ainsley worked in England for over a year, and when she came back, she went onto the unemployment list, but always got enough temporary relief teaching to never get paid. The dole. So they're not lazy kids.
No.
And they're very independent kids, and they've done it all on their own bat. No
Worked all their lives but still can't afford to buy it.
Yeah. The second one has a house. They got this terrible rundown place. That was a God thing too. The place they were buying up at Marinola East got bought for more than it should have, so he paid more than, and they got the other house down at Redwood Park cheaper than it should have been. So, God's worked amazing ways in our family, but they've worked hard and they've had hard times.
It's moving on though, because the scandemic comes along, and it's aimed at scaring you two into complying and jamming yourself up. And I'm interested as to why you didn't. Now you did start, but can you sort of brief it up as to why you decided not to take it?
Right, well, with my health thing, and my kids were scared of me going out and all this sort of thing, so, Roderick did all the shopping, and we saw nobody. I go to a naturopath, and I'd asked her twice, and I used to listen to the 11 o'clock things every day because I wanted to know what they were saying. I didn't want somebody else to tell me because I wanted to hear it myself. And the third time I said, can you help me through it? And she said, no way. And I thought, right, okay, what she says true. And what was obvious, it wasn't real because it was too quick. But because it wasn't real, I didn't think it was as harmful as it is. So that's why I didn't do it, thank God, because I'm positive I would be deceased by now.
And yourself, why didn't you? Because she told you to, or just...
No, we did it separately.
No, this one's a bit of a long story. It goes back several years before COVID. And we're out at a family gathering, and it was a dinner with my parents because they were over from Melbourne, and my sister and brother-in-law and all of
Thing.
Yeah. And I don't know whether you believe in angels.
No, go ahead.
This is the second experience I'd had
Yeah.
with angels, right?
All right.
Because they look a bit funny because they're sort of jerky. They don't move like...
Oh, you actually saw an angel?
3.
Oh, 3, okay.
Yeah. The first time was going to work in the morning. It was in the winter time, and it was cold, dark morning, because I used to start work early, and I'm stopped at the traffic lights, and next minute there's a guy knocking on the window. Oh, yeah, right, and he looked a bit dodgy, and so I wound down the window. He said, look, we've run out of petrol. Can you take us, get some petrol? So I knew there was a service station just a little way ahead. So I open the door, and then next minute there's two other ones getting in the back seat.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, wow.
But the funny thing about it, they kept saying, "Oh, you know, all these things. Oh, thank you very much. You know, you're great. You know, all these things to build a person up, right?" And then we got to the service station, and the other two got out, and the other one, and he had a petrol can with him, but I don't remember seeing any cars stopped along the way before that. And all of a sudden he got this big roll of notes out, and he's put them onto the console. He said, "How much do you want?" And like, it's a lot of money. I said, no. I said, "I don't need any money." I said, "You know, that's my duty to help people, right?"
Yeah.
And he laid down $5 note before he got out. Well, I put that $5 note in the offering at church, and ever since then we've never had any trouble with money.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then that was the first time, right? So then the second time,
Do you think the angel had broken down, and so the angel was the guy that gave you the $5?
yes, yeah. But the thing is, you know, I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" He said, "Oh, we're picking grapes." Well, it was the middle of winter, and I knew you don't pick grapes in the middle of winter, right? So I thought, yeah, that sounds a bit sus. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know, it might have been a fair while between the two incidents, and we were at a hotel, right, and there was a rock and roll night going on, you know, and these, again, three people, they were all decked out in chains and all funny looking things. And the woman, there was two guys and a woman, she had a tattoo on her arm, and it was Psalm 91. I thought, what Psalm heck? It's not something that you normally see, you know. Okay, Psalm 43 or, you know, other Bible verses, but not Psalm 91. So anyway,
What's 91? I don't know 91.
yeah,
Look it up.
yeah, it's quite in depth. It's about God loving people
Okay.
and will take care of them.
Yeah.
And then there's one part in, I forget which verse it is, but it's saying there'll be pestilence, and 10,000 will die at your right hand, and you know, it goes on and on. And so this sort of stayed with me for when the COVID things were coming out, and I thought, oh no, there's something wrong here. They just manufactured this out of nothing.
Yeah.
And I thought back to this psalm, and I thought, no, I'm not having it. I'll be looked after. Yeah.
So you judged your opinion not to take it on interactions with people you consider could be angels.
Yeah, well, it's the Word of God. The Word of God doesn't lie. It's absolute truth, and it never changes, and it never will.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So what was the reaction, I'll start with you, what was your reaction from society when they found out you weren't participating?
I keep quiet, and I just watch
Okay.
and wait and see people's reactions. So I suppose, and I'm subtle about things because I knew I couldn't cope with being ostracised,
Yeah.
and even though I have been, who I thought was my best friend. I'm not sure about my little brother, but he hasn't spoken to me in a long while. And he's had them all. He's a good boy. And he also had his flu jabs as well as all his COVID jabs, which is pretty sad. There's some people who know I haven't had it. They have. But they respect my choice.
Oh, cool.
So that's good. Well, one person, her husband needed a second kidney transplant. She just kept away from me. She didn't say, go away, I can't risk my husband's life. And yeah, there's a few that respect me. There are others who have no idea. But we'd been away on an emergency helping a friend. We had a nightmare trip. Got involved in our lives a lot. And we managed to get to church last Sunday, and the lady there said, you asked where we'd been and things like that. So I told her, and I mentioned that we hadn't had the jab, and I said, this whole con of these last few years makes me so angry, and she was just... So I am starting to slowly speak up. You don't mind if I say what I was saying this morning? Our son lives at our house, and our husband lives at our house. And I started watching Hoodie from the floods in Lismore right back in early 2020. And then Nat graduated into coffee, catch-ups, and then all this talk about jabs and things like that. And I would say things. And Roderick and Paul would go, Mum. So I'd zip the lip, I'd subtly put a really bland club grubbery or a light-hearted club grubbery on the iPad for Rod to accidentally hear, and slowly got him, and also got Paul. He actually saw the vapor trails on his way to work. Yeah. He also started work very early. We were early risers. And slowly got into that way. So I'm very subtle about it. I know there's one group I'll probably never tell, because they angrily said, and this was the most loveliest woman you'd want to meet, those anti-vaxxers, I hope they all get COVID and die. And I thought, I'm not coming to the Christmas party next week.
So when did you die of COVID?
I'm still alive and kicking. You can attest to that.
Well, talking about COVID, we did get COVID.
Yeah.
And
oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
We did get COVID. One Easter we got COVID. Caught it from the 7-year-old at the time, I think it was, from school. Now, I have chronic lung disease, which means I'll never be cured. I had pain, dreadful pain through my whole body, but I could breathe. I did not cough. I did not sneeze. Did not have a runny nose. Had no cold or flu symptoms whatsoever. And I spoke to somebody after Hoodie's event in Ballina, and she says, that's funny. I'm an asthmatic too. And when I had COVID, I didn't have any of those symptoms.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. And how was the COVID for you when you had it?
Well, mostly it was a really bad headache. It was a really bad headache. It went for about 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing fixed it. Yeah, but you get over it and didn't have anything wrong.
No cold or flu symptoms other than pain.
Well, now we're moving on. Like people saying COVID's behind us, even though people are still dying all around us.
Yeah.
And there's other issues. But talk about the big thing at the moment to bring in the hate speech laws. What are your thoughts on those?
I feel for our grandsons and granddaughter and our great grandson. They're the ones that's gonna feel the effects of it.
It's Charlie mostly. Charlie's only 13 months old, and I'm going to have to stay alive and keep doing my little bit of fighting for Charlie and any other future. Wow. It just breaks my heart.
Yeah. I really feel for the kids. There's a lot. Look, most of them have lost their way. They've been indoctrinated by all the technology, and we were only talking to our son about it before we came away, and he said, we had a fantastic childhood. You know, they used to get on their bikes and ride off into the sunset. You wouldn't see them until tea time. If they weren't home for tea, they were in trouble, but...
Like Paul said, I had a bell.
Yeah.
I'd ring the bell.
Yeah, we had a bell, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the lady next door had a big conch shell, so we'd know who was... yeah.
That's what she'd blow it like the mark.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
So the conch shell's blowing, Michael had to go home. If the bell's ringing, Paul had to go home.
But yeah, he said, you know, and I mean, they didn't get driven to school.
Yeah.
Probably not that many people had cars that they could afford to do that anyway.
Yeah.
They all either walked or ride their bikes or caught a bus. Samantha had to catch a bus, but Paul rode his bike. Yeah,
Yeah, they
the high
walked to
school.
primary school, yeah.
They were a bit further away, the high schools. But, yeah,
They're very, very independent people. So for Paul to lose his job at Holden, things like that, and then he says, what can I do? I said, you like holidays? So there was a 6-month course at TAFE, I think, about travel and travel agents and things like that. Didn't have the money for the first one, so went into the second half of the year. And they usually got jobs at the end of that. So we had the GFC, the global financial crisis,
yeah, that hit.
and no jobs.
That's it.
So he gets on the internet and picks up an interview in Alice Springs that he has to drive up to Alice Springs.
For the interview.
At his own expense, yes.
For the interview.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
From Adelaide?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
My Lord.
So it's
Yes.
in our family, we just drive.
Yeah, well, you've done the drive from Alice to Port Augusta.
yeah. Because when he lived up there, we used to go up regularly
Went
and
up
see.
twice a year.
Yeah.
What's in Alice that you know?
Well, Paul was there for a start,
Yeah.
but Alice
wonderful place.
Springs was a fabulous place back then.
Well, it still is.
Yeah.
There's so much around there. We haven't even seen all the tourist attractions yet because there is so much to see. It's not an empty space. And the same as any city, you're going to have a bad area
Yeah.
and you're going to have bad people.
Yeah. So what do you think of Australia now from Australia you were born into?
Oh, it's so sad.
What's sad about it?
Yeah. When I was young, there was actually street parties because it's not long after the war, remember?
Yeah.
And people had, I don't know, everybody knew the postman, everybody by name, everybody knew the butcher, you know. It was so, that was just before supermarkets started too. So you went into the grocer's and he had his big white apron on, he measured out all the sugar and all in the little bags, and it was like a community gathering while you were waiting. And, I mean, you go to a supermarket and now everybody, you know what I mean? It's just lost its heart, Australia.
That's what you feel?
Yeah, it's lost its heart.
Yeah, I'm at times feel ashamed or embarrassed to be Australian now.
Oh, really?
I really do.
And what's that based upon?
The way people act, it's all about me. No, there doesn't seem to be the consideration of other people. There doesn't seem to be the community
Sort of
anymore.
lost that mateship thing, you know?
Yeah.
Was always look out for your mate. It's
Yeah.
doesn't feel like that now. It might still be there. I mean, I'm sure there is,
Yeah.
but
It's not the norm, you say?
it's further apart than.
Well, let's before we get on to the, I've got another question to end on, which I think is hopeful. Before we get there, tell us about the truck on the highway, because you had a car and a caravan. This
Do
is
you want to
amazing.
tell it, Lorraine?
Well, you're the driver, so maybe
Yeah.
we'll start with both.
All right then. So this, is just at Cassillis on the Golden Highway in New South Wales, and it goes over the top of the Dividing Range, right?
Yeah.
So it's it's a bit like a roller coaster sort of thing. So we're in a Colorado and we're towing a big caravan, and we had this big semi behind us. Was I don't know what he was carrying. Might have been wine because
It was a tanker.
yeah, tanker. It could have been a wine tanker because it was near the Hunter Valley there.
Yeah.
So he was tailgating us.
So he's really close.
Yeah. And so, I've even had since then people have said, oh yeah, like trucks kick up a heck of a lot of wind and stuff. So it started the caravan swaying from side to side.
Wow.
And then we got to the top of the crest and we're going down. It was a really, really long thing, and we started picking up speed and I couldn't stop the sway and
Oh, okay.
the brakes on the caravan wouldn't pull it up.
Yeah.
And I had actually had a special device put on it to stop that. To stop the sway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I forget what it's called now, but yeah, and it was only new back then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had that on there, but it didn't do any good, and we started to pick up a bit of speed, and I said to Lorraine, I said, well, this is it. I can't do anything more. And the next thing we know, we come to a standstill.
Wow.
We were still on four wheels. The caravan was on its side, and we'd obviously hit the what do you call it? The armour
Yeah.
plate.
So the railing to stop.
Yeah. And there was big gouges in where the bull bar had dragged along it. So we must have gone backwards a fair way. And we came to a stop, and we both looked at each other and we thought, what's happened here?
Oh, tell the story about the woman who thought you were dead. That was hilarious.
Well, when we stopped, and I'm sitting there going, are we dead? And I looked out the front and I saw a woman staring at us with a look of horror on her face, and I think, oh, she thinks we're dead. So maybe we're not. And I kind of waved at her, and she came up to speak to us. Then I turned and I looked up at the tanker driver, and he gave her the biggest grin and waved.
Right, and you said he put his thumb up.
Oh no, Lorraine saw that. I was on the phone to the insurance company.
You were just sitting there.
Was I?
We were just sitting there because we're in
Shock.
Yeah.
shock.
Yes.
You were saying that they were putting the thumbs up and other truck drivers. Do you think this might be a hobby of theirs?
Oh, absolutely. Because
I don't trust tanker drivers anymore.
We've seen it on all like we travel on a lot of major roads, and yeah, they're not like the old-fashioned truckies.
Yeah.
No, they're not like the old-fashioned. I mean, they're so powerful and so fast now.
Yeah.
A whole big road train with 3 or 4 trailers, and they pass you like as though you've got the handbrake on.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
We only used to see the road trains on the Stuart Highway up to Alice and back. Now we're seeing them sort of in the states we've travelled, which is Queensland, New South Wales. Just a little bit corner of Victoria and Adelaide. But then we don't have that trouble with truck drivers,
Yeah.
only the tanker drivers, and we've witnessed it elsewhere.
Okay.
And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the fumes gets to them. I don't know.
Now the other question is, how have you managed to stay together for 55 years?
Oh, that's a lot to do with Lorraine.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
She's threatened you with like death if you tried to leave her or something?
Quite the opposite, really. Yeah. No, very, what's the word? I've forgotten the word. Stubborn. Yeah.
Stubborn?
Yeah. We haven't always been rosy.
Yeah, of course.
We haven't that often been rosy.
Yeah. No, I think the secret is what I found out a long time ago is the house is a woman's nest. And if you mess with that, you're in trouble, right? As long as you go along with that, you're all right. No, it's a true fact.
I know, I love it. It's just that simple.
It's a true fact. It's a psychological thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've got different roles as men and women.
Yeah.
And that's the woman's the nurturer, you know. She has to bring up the kids and food on the table and all the rest of it. And
you're the provider, bringing in the cash and everything and fixing everything up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not always cut and dry, because in Lorraine's case, she always had these little side things that she'd bring a little bit of extra money in, because what I brought in really only paid the mortgage,
Okay.
because I wasn't very low-paid job.
Sheet metal workers,
Yeah, we were
very low paid.
Yeah, we
Really?
were the second lowest trade, and I don't know what the lowest was, but boy, they must have been pretty bad.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Very low paid.
So now we're like dinosaurs. I don't think there's any left now. They call them fabricators now, anyway.
Yeah.
But when I started, there was some really clever men. Like there was Poles and Germans and all sorts of European tradesmen working with me, you know.
Yeah.
And they could just get a bit of flat metal and make it into something brilliant, you know. Yeah.
Skills that have been lost now.
They have, yeah. That really makes me mad, Michael, because, I don't know, like near the end, before I retired, there was a visa that the Australian government put out that you could bring in overseas workers if they were skilled in the particular thing you were after. Well,
And speak English.
yeah, well, there was the people that were supposed to be skilled in what they needed. They were supposed to be able to speak English, and
Supposed to be sheet metal
oh
workers.
yeah, they were supposed to be
Sheet metal workers.
good at what they did. Well, this is a funny story. The very first day that they turned up, right?
2 Chinese.
Oh yeah, sorry, 2 Chinese. One was from Beijing, and one was from
Shanghai?
yes, but they say Songhai.
okay.
Yeah, they pronounce it Songhai.
I'll
Yeah.
just put in this little bit. They were enemies like Melbourne and Sydney.
Yeah, couldn't stand each other. Oh man, and they were living together, you know, in this accommodation. Well, anyway, the first day they came into the factory, they're getting shown around by the boss who owned the factory, you know, because it wasn't very big, and the factory manager, right? And they're showing these guys some of the things, and at that time, we used to go to a Chinese restaurant quite a lot, you know, we got to know them, and they given me this big calendar, you know, it was really big. It had Chinese writing on it, you know, and Chinese illustrations and things. Well, they looked over and saw me standing there with that. They just left them. Two bosses came over and started talking to me. Yeah, and it turned out like I was the only one that could make head and tail out of what they were saying and that.
Yeah. So were they good at their jobs?
No, I had to teach them.
So they didn't know it at all?
No.
No,
Well, they
really
knew.
didn't. They weren't sheeties at all.
No, one of them was actually a supervisor on an oil rig.
Oh.
Yeah. He worked for an American company. And the other one, I don't know what he did, but he was up in Beijing. He actually had a wife and 2 kids or 3 kids, I can't remember now. But like that was when there was supposed to be only the one child policy.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's why they came here, to have more kids.
Well, one of them
more
was,
money.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. The one from Songhai, he only had one daughter,
Yeah.
but I think they had other ones since they got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was another God thing, Michael, because when they were coming, I was a bit I don't know, I felt that Australian boys should have been getting taught to be sheet metal workers, not bringing people in from overseas.
Yeah.
And
Apprentices.
yeah, absolutely. And so we were in a small group at that time, and I brought this up, and anyway, they prayed for me and give me guidance, you know, and that. And all these things just sort of happened on their own account. Yeah. It was quite amazing, really.
What would you like to see happen moving forward now in Australia? Any advice for our Prime Minister?
Quit.
I heard that.
My father did everything they told him to, lined up and took every single jab. And every time I beg him, Dad, please just think, he'd just laugh and call me crazy. We spread his ashes at his favorite park. I have to say I thought I was out of tears, until his sister whispered into my ear, my love, my poor love, welcome to our weeping years. Tanya was a nurse working in the bush. She didn't want to take it herself, but because she loved the people out there, she decided to take a chance. Now she's going through a metamorphosis, because Pfizer gave her multiple sclerosis. Now she lives with her mother in the city, like a ghost watching us all forget her. And while she is still too angry for tears, all I could hear in her burning eyes was a broken heart warning me, my love, my poor love, welcome to our weeping years. Welcome to our weeping years. And no one is allowed to talk about it. Take all your pain and keep it to yourself. If vaccines are safe and effective, then you must be the thing that's wrong. You're not worthy of state recognition. You're not worthy of any compensation. Not even worthy of a human singing your song. She was 92 and dying in a nursing home, and because her family said no to the jabs, none of them were allowed to see her, so it was clear she would die alone. But then one of her older granddaughters took matters into her own hands. After dark she would break into the home and sneak down the corridors like a thief. Then while the carers were all watching TV, she would climb in bed and spoon her grandmother. She would get into her grandmother's bed and spoon. And even now I can see them there, huddled together like babes lost in the woods, as we and our endless madness hurricane around them, as our madness hurricanes. Oh, can't you hear our gods whispering? If you guys don't find a way to conquer fear, then you're just gonna keep traveling